Who's ready for some boom, baby, boom? Rise and shine, even on a cloudy day. What's up, brother? How are you? You getting out of here? This is my morning motivation. Every morning I go live on the YouTube, smoke the joint, and share some mental health. Come stay at this man's spot. Yep. Blue sky, bro. I'll see you on the other side. Yeah, thank you, bro. Yeah, let's go, man. Everywhere I go, I know some people. So this is nature. Nature rocks. This is my spot. I come by every morning. There's a pool right by the ocean. I'm gonna pull up to my spot here, say what's up to all the people working on their situations. Shout out to the beach because it's always banging. And then I get to chill here and do my own thing. You know what I mean? I might sit here because I need to plug into my Wi-Fi and everything, but are they coming or no?
They have the time 7 o'clock.
Can I plug in?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's plug in. Let's do this way. So he's got people coming. I got people coming. I do my own thing. We're gonna do a morning motivation. I already got my joint rolled and just waiting for this to explode. But I'm gonna plug in my laptop, get some energy, and we're gonna talk about expanding thoughts. Because when you expand your thoughts, you can arrive to a place where girls are half naked, food is on tap, and the sights are beautiful. So we're going to talk about this in depth because I've had this thought about expanding thoughts for a minute, right? I've been expanding my thoughts and doing my thing. Oh, that's not Germany? Oh, I thought that was my friend, German friend. She just ignored me. Or I think that's the other guy's girlfriend. Whoops. That's why she's never smiling. Whoops. Oh shit, shots fired. But yeah, my friends from Germany, they're hitting me up. We got people in America, they're hitting me up. I can't even stay on my live without someone seeing my live. I got my friends watching Mostly Saints. Shout out to Stacy Bell. I became a top uh, performer or YouTuber on her channel, which was super dope. I was like, yeah, nice to see that the message is going out there and people are getting to see things and get back to reality. This is my reality. Plugging in this computer and this laptop, you know, and this frisbee, because you already know we gotta get high, baby. Gotta get high. And then got the weed too. So we're gonna have this conversation about expanded thoughts because it happened here yesterday, technically over at this table next to me. But I was hanging out with Gwen, and she showed me this house, right? Let me plug in real quick. We're gonna have to get some electricity. Thank you, bro. Blessed. Welcome to the morning motivation, baby. Let's charge up the laptop. Come chill with me. It's kind of got morning motivation music, so hopefully I don't get banned. They got kids, so maybe I'll just come to the back real quick. Maybe I'll go to the beach. Yeah, let's go to the beach and have this conversation. So goes to show I don't smoke next to babies. It goes to show that a lot of us have a tough time, you know, expanding our minds, right? You see things that you want, hot chicks walking on the beach, or, you know, things that you want to do when you're tanning and doing your own thing. But here's where the thought occurred to me while I'm on my live. Somewhere down here in the middle there, I was rubbing my feet before I even came up with this thing. And I said, I'm so happy. How do I keep this going? One single thought, and it's moved me 15 years into this logo right here. Want to smoke weed around the world, have beautiful girls. I had just had, like you saw me with the German girl. I don't know if that's her over there or not, but she's looking amazing. And there's beautiful women on this beach and people are playing. And this is pretty much a blessed life, right? You would agree? Well, my friend had got in there. Yes, bless. He's going kayaking. Go get him. Go get him. We'll show this too. Bless up with me. So it goes to show that my friend Gwen had an idea. And maybe more like a vision. It helps to call it a vision because I've had a vision down here at the end of the beach down here. My friend owns a badass property. I've showed it multiple times. I'm so excited. This guy's going in the water. Yeah, and everybody's doing their motherfucking thing. He's okay. He's okay. And my vision, you know, getting to see living abroad and having a bungalow system or being able to touch the sea every morning or day. This is the end of the day. I've been, my phone was dead and I have to charge it, but look at this. And my phone was dead and everything, right? So I didn't get a chance to do the morning motivation. I had kept it inside, but what ended up happening is I'm over here going like, she got to see someone's house, right? And this house was really nice and bang bow. It had like trees inside and a great view. And she was like, I want to live here. And I was like, I bet you do. I'm like, well, let's reverse engineer this. Let's expand this thought and say, how do you get there? So besides for the guy who ended up just having money, it was like, I want this place, ended up buying it. Without her having a big load of money, she has a business plan, which is basically the same as having a big load of money. Look at these girls in bikinis everywhere, right? So with him with her in her mind, right? I was like, let's reverse engineer this. You're launching right now. You have inspiration, you have ignition, you're all systems forward, all rockets are lit. But you have a trajectory, right? You need to land this mothership. You need to get to this place that you just saw, this vision. And I'm sitting here talking to her about it. It's not for nothing. Most people will be like, get a bunch of money and get this life. That's like the easy way of doing it. That's like simplifying it or oversimplifying the process. But it's more than that, right? It's a sunset. You got to set the sun. It rises and then it sets. To have somebody say, I want to do something with my life, like I did on this beach right here and built this brand. I was like, this is it. For me, the end trajectory, the reverse engineering was to get at the end of it. My results of working hard, making a team, making this all a reality is the beach, right? Like to have this lifestyle, to order anything, this nature rocks, it's fucking awesome, right? Order something, you know, exercise every day, play frisbee, get my laptop out, it's charging, and you know, do the things that make me feel alive, that actually make me feel happy was the end result, the trajectory, the where I wanted to land my dream, right? It's easy to get inspired, like I want to do this business, which mostly I did right there. I said, I want to do this business. And I'm so happy. I didn't even have a name for it. It wasn't even called Saints Addiction, mostly Saints or Las Vegas Original. I didn't have any of those names yet, but I was like, I'm going to do this shirt thing. Well, she was on I'm going to do this escape room thing. And I could do it here in the jungle. Expanding the thought, moving the needle, you know, saying I'm going to do something. I'm going to create money from thin air. My buddy Magic Matt, shout out to Rooker Magic. He was doing magic tricks in front of her and he gets to travel the world, Romania, and go do these weddings. And there's like 500 people there and he's fucking awesome. We got to hang out last night and do some mushrooms. Maybe that's why I'm waking up slow today. But, you know, for him to create money out of thin air, it is like magic, right? You have to create something that isn't here, doesn't exist before. Everywhere you go, there's a massage place, there's a restaurant, there's everything is pretty much copy and paste, right? She's creating an adventure out of thin air. All she needs is a little piece of jungle to make that happen. So her plan was to go back, work her escape rooms, and then work her waitressing job. And I said, say what? I'm like, no, expand that thought. How are you going to build the client base, build this idea, and then just leave it just so you can make some quick cash waitressing? And you're going to suffer for like a year waitressing, wasting all your talent, wasting all your time when you could be building a brand, could be building a business, and getting to the end of your dream. That expansion of thought is not just that's why I say I like people that have ideas. I love people that work their idea, right? Like they put some effort behind it, develop a brand, put it out to market, see if it lands, see if people want to buy into it, and then you know you got something. If you're going to run away from it, then you're never going to build it. You're always going to try to chase the cash passion. That's not how this dream works, right? You have to believe in it, wholeheartedly jump into it, and complete it. So that's the end of the trajectory of that rocket is everybody wants to blast off, but they lose excitement, they fall out, and then they fall from the sky. And it was just like, yeah, bro, you didn't have an end trajectory. You didn't have an end goal to say, that's what I want to fucking do with my life. That's what I want to do when I'm alive, with my life, while I'm breathing every day. I want to expand my horizons. Look at this beautiful girl right here, okay? And do something with our lives. He was like, you want this dream, you want this house, you want this reality. Well, how do you get there? We all have like the end goal in mind. We can describe the carrot, but we can't describe the donkey. And that's why I was just like, wait, for somebody to really want something like I did out of my life, I had to come up with a way to make income overseas, which isn't easy, on an island, which is even harder. I don't have a restaurant. I don't have a massage parlor. I don't have a business that I can run a business out of, but I'm still going to go down here to this area right there. See those gray pylons right there, those concrete pylons? Pull a cord from Beauty Bar and plug in my iron and make sure it's live right there. There's another form of income. So, making money out of thin air, creating our ideas and developing them is the part that you want to do with your life. That's when you expand your thoughts. That's when you go, okay, look, I want my thoughts to be reality. I don't want to just have these ideas and not execute them. I want to get right to the edge and jump in, right? Like just jump into the water and say, I don't care what the temperature is, I don't care what happens, I'm just going to jump in. And that's what we were trying to create, is this kind of environment that you will take bold action and expand your thoughts, not just say, hey, I want something. That's just like a whisper in your ear. That's like a whisper in your soul. No, you say, I want it bad enough that I'm willing to work 16 hours a day, that I'm willing to sleep out of my car, that I'm willing to sleep on my mom's couch, Like there's been a lot of times when my friends just moved their whole shop. Remember when I was sleeping in Finland? That couch right there is actually in a whole nother building. Like I got the last of the couch, the last of their old shop. Like I literally got to live in the shop for basically 6 months of my life, half a year in the back of the print shop. And now they've moved and the fucking couch has moved too. The couch has moved after I've lived on it too. So it's one of those things where we are the creators of our reality. We are the people that have these thoughts and expansive thoughts and to do things and look at more beautiful women and things. It's one of those things where we get a chance to see our lives the way that we go. How's it going? The way that we want to do it. And that's the magic. The magic is sitting there and saying, okay, I have this idea, right? I have a vision. I can see it with my mind's eye, right? I want it to be this way. And the point that I'm trying to make is to the fill in the arc of this whole trajectory of this missile that you're launching, right? It's like, how do I get there? It's easy to say what we want. The hard part is saying, how do I get there? You know what I mean? Like, how do I do that? Well, my thought at the time sitting over there was, I'll import, export shirts. I only need $3,000 a month to come out of the ATM magically, sell 100 shirts a month for $30 each, and then I could have this lifestyle, okay? That was the equation. The math, the hard part is doing the work that needs to get done. It's the late nights, it's the early mornings, it's the consistent effort, it's the building the brand and putting that name out there so people buy into it, so they're willing to break their dollars, not travel and spend it with you in an escape room in France, in England. It's a caravan, it's mobile, so it was a genius idea. But it's like, you can't just come here to the island, you gotta work an idea. Just like I'm about to go work the shirts over there, right? I'm gonna work and make sure it's live. You gotta have a chance to work your live. You gotta get in front of all these strangers where they stare at you doing your live, or they make fun of you doing your show, or maybe people stare at you. Nobody cares what I'm doing right now. Like, nobody's giving a rat's motherfucking ass. But I care. I care about developing my dreams. I care about plugging in the laptop. I care about coming out and making my designs, making logos for Crazy Monkey and making income on the island. I just did 3 logos for them: Crazy Monkey, Crazy Bananas, and Crazy Food and Drinks. I do the fonts, I do the, look at this guy go. I do the fonts, I do the logo, and like, look how happy people are. You're walking past people that smile, that get the program, that are on the happiest version of their lives. I'm on the best part of the planet with the best part of the weather. I'm developing out this idea of having 4 different homes around the world so I can always just go and then rent out the place when I'm not there and still make income while I'm not there. these kind of things are developing in my brain. It's the execution of them that makes it more of a reality. I started doing my research. I met a friend that does this already on the plane in Turkmenistan, and he's already saying that you can buy an LTD in Finland and then buy out your partner, and then that way you own the whole entity. So I'm just like, I'm learning things. I'm not just dreaming. I put work behind them. I make the phone calls. I do the follow-ups. I send the emails. I'm constantly on my phone, on my YouTube. My friend sent me a video that I was on her Mostly Saints. Thank you, Stacy, for watching. I'm watching AI things, number one, manufacturing processes, and UFC fights and NBA highlights. That's what I've been watching for the last year. How about you? What have you been concentrating on? What have you been developing in your mind to say, I'm going to have this in my life, smoke weed around the world, bring my design and make it a worldwide brand so that way I can sell shirts and live this lifestyle, right? Pretty simple stuff. But the part of it was I got in on it. I realized that I couldn't just flip other people's brands, that I needed my own brand, that I was getting more orders for making other people's shirts. So I started Shirts by Saints. Then they asked me for business cards and stickers. So I started Prints by Saints. Then they needed their logo vectorized and designed. Then I made Designs by Saints, and this is how it started to grow. The arc started to develop in the story and in my business. So now I can sit here on the island, make money from my homie, and say, I can make your logo, and I did. So, doing logos, expanding my dreams, expanding my brand. This is all part of my dream. To get her to her part of her dream, to get her to land, this was the hard part. It wasn't enough to know where she wanted to end up, but how she was going to do it. So, going back home, building the brand, stacking that money with the dream, build the escape rooms, keep developing other routines, and then you can bring that here and expand it on the island, and people can go into the jungle. You see this fucking big ass jungle and shit? You can go into there and go on a hike and go on a wild adventure, sort of like a treasure hunt, or, go after things that you want. And this is why I'm encouraging people when I do the morning motivation to develop their dreams. Again, it's not just to just say, hey, I have an idea. Let's reverse engineer this. So your idea is one thing. The end result is another. Somewhere in between this junction, you need to expand your thoughts and say, how do I get from point A to point B? Like anyone else in life. How do I get to this lifestyle? How do I get this guy's house? How do I develop this idea? And this is when you get to be, there's mama, she's still hustling. This is where I got this necklace from. She gave me this necklace 2 years ago. And I said, I have no money. She said, me neither, and just gave it to me. So when she came back, I gave her 100 baht for the necklace, for making it for me. I'm kissing the island. And this is my dream, to stay here. I wish infinitely it has rainy season, but for the best 6 months of the year, from November to April, right now it's like a beautiful 72 degrees, and I'm watching the fucking sunset by the beach, and I'm about to order some food. And these are the things that make me happy. These are the things that encourage me and put that carrot in front of me to go, okay, Mark, you're going to have to go back to the conventions. You're going to have to grow print in an hour. You're going to have to build different brands. You have to keep going with the InASec team and keep developing the AI ideas and keep using it for your business. When people call my phone number, I get an email and it just transcribes the whole conversation. They talk to our Aura, our automated user response agent, and she takes the whole order for me. That's fucking dope. We got Post in a Sec. It literally posts for me. I haven't posted one thing on Saints_Addiction on Instagram after they deleted like 7,000 posts. I was just like, I'm done, bro. I'm done with this whole situation. So I was like, from here on out, I'm gonna let AI post for me so I can live my dream. So right now, the video in a sec is posting for me, scheduled post, all the way out till August, right? It was almost a whole year of post. Every day it's posted. I think I've been on the system maybe 2 months, and it's almost posted 900 posts for me. 900 videos on my Instagram. I haven't even touched not one single word, not one single post. I've been out here living my blessed life. I'm being honest. So, that was the execution. And they were like, oh, you need to blow it up on Instagram. You need to blow it up on social media. I'm like, you need to know somebody that owns an AI company that likes you already. And she was like, huh, what? And I was like, that's me. Hi, I'm Mark. Nice to meet you. So it's not only building her dream, but to get her closer to the dream, she needed InASec.ai. She needed Post InASec. She needed what I made. Our team has made these tools for other businesses, right? That I need it too. I don't need to be sitting around here on my motherfucking phone posting my life away. No, I want to fucking look at girls in their fucking bikinis doing videos, or dudes walking past me, or being my toes in the sand. Those are real islands, you know what I mean? Like, it's a fucking perfect paradise island. And as long as our AI systems post for me, and our site in a sec builds sites out, and I start making income overseas, like, fuck what you heard, bro. I'm gonna live out here forever, like just chilling with my homies from around the world that do magic, or these cool girls like Gwen that I feel comfortable around. And I want to encourage her as a young woman to fucking go out and expand her dreams, and eventually she'll have a jungle escape theme, treasure hunt thing in this jungle, and people will be buying it. So they could go to the jungle right now for free. They could go and run around, and nobody would stop them. What's up, brother? They would do that? Yeah, say what's up, bro. Nice, thank you. He's like, I like your style. I was like, thank you. It's one of those things that, you can make money out of thin air. Like there's money growing on trees. She could just find one little spot in the middle of the jungle and created a whole adventure just from the creativity of her mind. And now she's making money in the jungle, and she's making money in France. Both get to make her an income, and she gets to travel wherever she wants. So it's one of those that I didn't see you, bro. You all right?
Yeah.
You're right? You yeah. I'm just on my live on YouTube. Say what's up to Oli.
Hey.
He's the motherfucking man, bro. Love you, bro. Yeah. See you later?
Yeah, see you later.
Yeah, I'll see you later. No worries. And that's what it is, it's just an expansion of our lives. Everybody gets to go live every day, but do they do something with their lives? Do they actually execute their dreams? Do they say, this is more important than the distraction? This is my accountability. This is the thing that I want more than anything else in the world. So I'm willing to do anything to get to this goal. And part of that anything would be describe the process, reverse engineering, just going like, okay, if I do this, then this will happen, right? If I get back home and I get in the caravans and I bust a bunch of people out, and I, just go into every town with my mobile caravans to let them do their own escape room, bust them through, collect that cash, go to a different city, collect that cash. You're just like a fucking traveling band at that point. You're going on tour, make money at each spot, stack that money, flip the money to the dream on the island, and sit there in your mind and be like, bro, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do these cool fucking ideas that I came up with. People could climb into this fucking jungle themselves if they really wanted to, right? They could just go in there. But it's fun if you create an idea where they think that they're on a fucking maze, and they're in the jungle, and they're on a survival, and like, you know what I mean? A whole game. And now all of a sudden, somebody that would have paid, it's almost like it's like the Rise. Have you guys seen the Rise Festival? It's like you can go anytime you want out there to the dry lake beds and lift off lanterns all you want. How you doing, brother? Lift off the lanterns all you want. Hi, brother. And do that for free. Or how about the time when we did I think it was the glow run, and then they let us run around in a parking lot. That was also can do for free any day you want to over there by Sam Boyd Stadium. So I was just like, this is fucking crazy. But I'm stopped saying the word crazy, and I started saying the word genius. And this little genius, she could put people in a caravan for an hour and charge them 60 euros, and they will happily pay it and play it and stay in there with all their friends. It's like, you're gonna lock me in a room with my friends and it's supposed to be fun for 60 bucks, 60 quid? No fucking way. Not me. But I have my own business mentality. Now she has a mobile business. It's not stuck anywhere in America where you actually have to pay rent and have a building and, the whole brick and mortar thing. Right? No, she gets to expand her horizons, take it all the way out to the jungle, do the fucking jungle escape theme, And people can come all the way out here and really get fucking leaves slapped in their face and really go into the jungle and go up and down and go after the obstacle course or do whatever creative thing that comes to her mind and makes her want to do in her heart. I feel blessed to have her as a friend. I feel blessed to meet these kind of friends from around the world. It's such a blessing to be around people that are inspirational. And she shouted it back to me. She said, thank you. It's people like you that inspire me. And I took that inspiration to the morning motivation because I was like, you know what? It's inspiration to me. I said, look, you're in a situation where you literally had the vision, you have the inspiration, you have the ignition, and you have everything that you need to fucking really launch their lives. These girls are too cute. You guys look awesome. Yes. And that's it. Take that ignition. Go do something with your trajectory. Make your life happen and make it a reality, because now you have enough thrust. You have enough, what is that? Catalyst. It's enough fuel to get you there. So now when you go back to the Western world and you start grinding, you can make the most out of your time. You can have a vision that you're ending on and go, when it gets hard, I want that house. And when it gets long hours, you're going to be like, I want that vision. And that's it. You're just going to be on a mission, mom and daughter, looking beautiful. I'm telling you, the vision is real, dude. And you just have to be the type of person that wants to do the work and the process of saying, okay, if I launch a ship or I launch a missile or I launch an idea, what's the trajectory? How much thrust do I need to get off the ground? You know, I got to do some math. What's the velocity? You know, and not what's the possibility, but what's the aim? You know, and sure, the rocket blows up, and sure, it doesn't land where you want it to, and I'm sure it's going to be expensive. It's part of life, but at least you're on a project. At least you're doing something with your life, right? Like that's what I'm trying to explain to people is you have enough wherewithal to build something that's worth launching, and people will buy into it. People get to buy into your dream, and then they get to come halfway across the world and make it more of my reality. Because I've been living my dream, people are like, here's 4,000 baht, here's 6,000 baht. I have a 10,000 baht $300 order on the island from my friends, and then I asked the other guys if I can make shirts over here at a beauty bar right here on the end, and they're like, yeah, you can plug in for this little 100 meters from here to here with a cord and make your shirts and hustle abroad. And that's what it is. So, you know, whether it was teaching English or working the bars, or I think this dude just snorted some cocaine. I'm not even joking. This old dude with the white hair, he snorted something. Anyway, my point being is this, you know, we all have to go through the process. We all have to develop this process inside of ourselves and say, okay, I want to do things with my life, but am I willing to put any concentration to it? Do I say I have to learn such and such an XYZ? Of course you're not. You're not doing any of these things. You're just going like, look at how hot this chick is. Go ahead, girl. Do your thing. Do your thing. And I will do mine. So, you know, do your worst, you know, the weather, life decisions, you know, bad things could happen to good people, you know, but I will do mine. I'm going to come back and get up in the mornings. I'm going to go over here and hustle on this motherfucking rock over here in the concrete. I'm going to be foolish to the crowd. I'm going to check out the booties, butts on shirts. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to do whatever it takes, even probably looking foolish to the people like, what's that guy doing on his phone? And actually, nobody really cares. So you got to get the balls. You know, you got to get the vision. You know, you got to be like, okay, I see it now. I see it now. I see where I'm aiming for. I see what I'm looking for in my life. I'm looking for a beautiful beach, paradise, and my friends doing poi and playing frisbee and doing all sorts of things. That's where I want to be. I want to be where it's fucking booties out and smiles are out and everybody's happy and doing the thing that makes them the most glow, you know? Like, that's the glow up for me. So it's not just sunsets and beaches and oceans. It's more of ignitions and the possibility of sitting there and going, okay, I have this idea, I've been working it, I would love to be here. How do I get to work my dream and the thing that I love to do and keeps me excited and gets me out of bed and pulls me through those tough times? How do I do that thing, right, to get here? Point A, point B. So I hope that makes sense to people. I hope they get the whole trajectory and the arch of the story, because a lot of people get really excited. You know, they get like almost like manic and almost like bipolar. They're like, I'm going to do this thing. And then they run out of gas and they didn't have any end goal. Maybe it was just cosmetology class, right? And you're like, I'm going to be a cosmetologist. Okay, where? You know what I mean? Like, are you gonna just sit in the mall all day and pluck people's eyebrows, or are you gonna go like overseas and do it, you know, live on a beach? I'm not quite sure, but you got to be able to dream in detail. You got to be like predict your trajectory, do the fucking math, and say, ah, yes, I want to expand my escape room, get on the island, make it beautiful, do it here, make income, and then that way I can buy that dude's house when he dies, and I'll get the house that I wanted, and that's my happiness. That's my happiness. Let me get right here. That's my happiness right there. So you're seeing it live, a dream in reality. Your boy Marky saying, I love my life. And as always, peace and love. And Shigathon. That means goodbye, but not forever in finish. And I will see you on the other side as soon as you like, share, and subscribe. With the other side of your fear, the other side of your excuses, and the other side of the world, because that's where I'll be. Peace. I love my life. Stop it. Okay.